let's get inside. It's a little nicer, a little drier. New rotors, they're not bad. This is usually something you would look for an indication as a step on here. There's no step. They're actually in really good shape, but you know what? I want it to be 100% perfect. So new rotors, new pads. I think we're gonna refinish these calipers because they look pretty dingy. And I got the new powder coated wheels to go on here with the new tires. Being a fairly stock, just normal car. Not gonna do anything crazy. I think just a nice bright silver. This is red that we just did for a customer. They're going on a car next week. But that looks nice, but red and red and red, it just looks a little bit too much, unless it says big Brembo sticker right across the side, then it's okay. This is the rear. So what I like about these are the Stop Tech. They're not slotted. We offer these now brake package, either slotted or blank. These are blank because we don't want to make it look like a high performance car. We're going to run OEM pads on this. We're not changing the lines to stainless because honestly there's no real reason to. That's part of our brake package. If you're hopping the car up, making more power, we need a bit more brake. Look how nice they look. So that obviously is bare on the factory ones, and this rusts, and this just looks pretty, which is sometimes why we do this. If we're honest to ourselves, we do it just because it looks nice. It costs peace of mind. Having a new brake. So imagine this with a bright silver caliper with the pads that are the factory black. I hate it when people paint the whole thing and they just rattle can the whole caliper and it's silver. It looks goofy. When it's got the contrast, the pads are nice and black. The hardware is nice and silver. The calipers are just painted. It just looks nice. So that gives you an idea of what we're doing. Obviously, these are the back. Back ones definitely look a little worse. You see the grooves in there. They're not terrible. There's a bit of a step right there. Nothing where we're gonna sell you brakes if you come in like this, but I'm trying to make this car perfect so when you get it, you buy it, you go, wow, I'd have to do the brakes. Same thing, pads. If you're looking at the pad, you see the two different sections right there. This is obviously the base of the pad. This is the pad material. There's quite a lot of material left. There's probably 80%. But you know what the heck, let's just put new ones on it. The brake lines are good. These don't often fail. They're not really giving us any issues, but if we do a brake package, we do the braided stainless lines, and we use the Goodrich hose. It's the best ones we've found. We've tried everybody's over the year. It's all we sell, it's all we install is the Goodrich. We have those in stock, but we're not putting them on this car because I don't think it needs it. There's no leaking on the shocks. It's always something good to check. I did an episode about checking for leaking shocks. And you always look, you'll usually see wet coming from here. The oil leaks out the shock and it will be wet on the outside. If you don't see anything, if you're not looking at doing upgrades, leave them alone. This is the factory Honda pad at Nissan right here. So it probably had pads. I guess I should have checked the paperwork. I'll look at the end. I think he had Honda put brake pads on it, which who knows what they charge for this, probably about $3,000. Those pads actually look really good. That is the part number of the new pads. This is front, obviously. This is what the pad kit looks like. So it comes with the noise insulation pieces right here. Let's just get those out the way. Oh, look at that. I always thought they said Honda and Nissan on these. They don't. They just say Honda on those. That's interesting. I guess I haven't paid attention to these recently. Yeah, look at that. Let's put them back to back. They look pretty mint, don't they? They look absolutely the same. Look at that. All right. So you know what I'm going to do? Just because I'm getting buried in this car, I've spent more money on it than I expected. These look brand new and they're smooth. I think I'm just going to take all the dust off them and clean them. I want to put those back on. I'm not trying to sound cheap, but this is like a $90 set of pads and I'd feel bad throwing these away. Here's my take on the rotor bolts right now. I've took the pads off and you see the rotor is loose. Plenty of people are going to say, well, you know what, your hoods, your lug nuts are going to hold that on, which they will. But you know what? There is rust on this hub right here, like little chunks of rust. It's just because it's not painted. As you remove wheels, some of that rust can fall behind that rotor. Then when you put the rotor back on, if there is trash behind there, even if it's just little chunks of rust, it's not going to be perfectly seated, which means your wheel is now no longer perfectly seated. You can pick up a vibration and then you think it's your wheel or your tire, and it could be just trash behind there. I've seen it once, to a point that I replaced these with our stainless ones. We sell them in the store too, so you can do the same as what I'm showing you right here. But if the thread is in good shape, put the new stainless hardware back in, put some anti-seize in there, and you're not going to worry about them getting stuck. So break your hardware down and clean all this stuff independent and re-grease it. Even these boots, believe it or not, when you clean those up and put some dressing on there and get them looking nice and then dry them off, they've got a nice crisp look and it looks better against your caliper. I hate it when people just paint everything all together and it's just, you know, paint on here and paint on the heads of this. It just looks sloppy. Same as this, if your calipers or, sorry, your pads don't come with new hardware, which most of the Honda stuff doesn't. These are like a stainless. I think they are stainless. They're like a spring stainless. So you can wire brush these, clean them to make these look like brand new. I'll show you, I'll do a couple and then show you the difference just to try and motivate you guys to get out there and do this if you're following along this series and doing it to your own car. But look at that, you see that? Good old soap and water, believe it or not. Hot soapy water, give them a scrub. Kind of hard to see in this light. See how much better the rubber looks. And this, just wire brush and using a stainless brush to kind of clean them up. There's a nice rotor on there. You see how it's stainless hardware. I'll put a link in this video to that, but they're gonna come with a set of 4 and the anti-seize. But you see how it's nicely powder coated all the way around to the edge. These are the vented ones I was telling you about. This is the hardware for the back. Again, look how much better it looks. When you see it comes with the caliper is obviously bright silver, but when you see this, it's almost shiny. It just really adds just a nice clean look. I can't wait to show you this when it's all back together. This little heat shield, believe it or not, is one of the better coated pieces. I'm gonna clean it real quick and show you. So many people will get this and give it a quick wipe and then paint it. Don't paint it. This almost always cleans up and looks great. Okay, use some of our little detailer magic right here. I'm not going to talk about it because they don't want to sponsor us, so no sponsor, no advertisement. So look how easy it is. We'll clean it right. A little bit of magic spray, a little bit of water. I can't believe you guys are going to watch me clean a bracket. I'm kidding. I appreciate you guys watching, and like I'm telling you earlier, hopefully it gives you some inspiration to do this to your own car. This is the kind of OCD stuff that you do when you've got the time on your hands, where you can just clean your car, take it apart, clean it, make it look better. Every little detail adds up. It makes you feel better too when your car is nice and clean. So there is clean, right? I just washed it. I'm gonna rinse it. This is the faucet that Esther chose, by the way. I think I showed it in the past episode. We love this thing. So, right, wait till you see this when it's dry. I'm gonna give it a little bit of our magic spray right here. All it is essentially spray wax. It's nothing special, but you'd be amazed what this thing comes up like. Like I say, I think it's one of the only few powder coated parts on the car that just always cleans up, unless it's a rusty car. Look at that. Everybody loves it before and after. So editing the videos on this car, I noticed that the front tires looked kind of odd, and I went back to the receipts that he gave me. The back tires were replaced 2 months ago, which by the time you're watching this video is 3 months ago. So they got barely any wear, but they don't match the ones on the front. I just ordered 2 more to match the ones in the back, so everything is matching. Going to take them to the powder coat guy right now. I'm hoping he's done the wheels. I called him and said, don't put the tires on. I got tires. So let's go take a look. We'll see what they look like. You know what? The lighting outside is fantastic right now. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. Look at the sunset. Looking beautiful, isn't it? Just figured I'd take the time to come out here and show you the sky. Don't do that very often. I think any of us do. Don't take the time to stop and look around. If you've watched our videos in the past, you'll see so many times we'll take a car that has supposedly being maintained by the dealer or by the previous owner. And as we start going through it, it's obvious that it hasn't. There's so many areas that people overlook, or the dealership overlooks, whatever it is. And that's one of the reasons I kind of chose to do this video. The car kind of presented itself to us. We bought the car and I figured it was a good way to share this in one complete series. It's something I've been talking about doing forever. Of course, we're going to sell this car at the end. But if you saw the TSX build that we did, I think I barely broke even on that car. Of course, the videos will help generate a little bit of income. So if you guys are liking what you see, don't forget to hit the share and the subscribe. YouTube doesn't pay us a whole lot, but it does definitely supplement some of the extra time that goes into sharing what we do. And again, I really appreciate the support, all the things that you guys send, all the comments, the subscribers, the people that go to our store and buy our merch. It's a huge, huge thank you to us. So I just want to take the time and say thank you for that. I really do mean it. I am still passionate about doing this. 29 years later since I opened the business, I can't think of anything else I would rather do. All right, give you an idea of timeline. It is December 6th. Of course, everything is Christmas. Christmas decorations, Christmas songs on the radio. And I'm assembling an S2000 brake package. So you guys can watch it while you're getting out of doing Christmas stuff too. My family is doing the tree and all the inside decorations, which is my least favorite. I like doing the outside decorations, the little widget stuff, and the hang this there and hang that. Don't put that next to that. I don't do well with that. Don't enjoy it that much. So we're gonna put the brakes together, and you guys can enjoy these videos and hopefully get out of doing Christmas stuff too. If you're sitting on the toilet, if you're hiding in the backyard pretending to put trash away, I know all the capers. I do it too. Okay, so let's get these things assembled. Look how much better they look. And they're painted all the way around. I don't like it when you paint them with the pads in, like I mentioned. So I want to do this fast just so it doesn't drag out, but I'll leave it as like a high-speed clip so you can kind of follow along and see how I'm doing this. We'll just do one at a time. These are the rubber boots, stainless hardware, and the pins. So let's do it. So there we go. They're assembled. We're going to put those on the car. We can slide the pads in there and then put the caliper on. Same process for the front. I'll just kind of blast through this because you've seen me. Front is the same as the back, essentially. Cleaning the engine bay, I might do that today because there's nobody around to bother me and ask me stupid questions while I'm doing it. I think we're going to flush the brakes, even though it says on the ticket that we're done, but you can't really trust if it was done right or if they just kind of sucked a little out and replaced it. I want to flush the system all the way through. Look how much better that looks. That looks awesome. So let's go ahead and flush the brakes. Wheels and tires came back, by the way. There they are. That's the new front tires I showed you originally, that they had Coopers on the front and it didn't match. It had Bridgestones on the back and they were only 2 months old. So that's what it looks like. And they're two-tone. They're basically a brushed finish and silver and cleared. Actually looks very, very OEM. Once we've flushed the brakes, and then I can get those back to Jeff. See right there, these look like brand spanking new. One of those peace of mind things. When you buy a car, usually, even if it's a really low mileage car, you have a list of things that you've got to do. That's why I'm trying to make this one ready to go. So if you buy this car, it's ready. You don't have to do anything except doing modifications. But everything maintenance-wise is done. And it seems like they just do less and less. You know, I know they're flat rate. They don't want to get any more work than they're paid for, but this was just dark and cloudy. I'm flushing them the old school way and the new school way. We're obviously vacuuming the system and doing it the modern way. I always like to do the old school way, the pump and flush and the open and close bleed method. I think it's just extra overkill to do it right. It's kind of how I am with oil changes. Oil is not that expensive. Of course, you know, it is expensive, but if you do it yourself, you're saving a lot. Do it twice as often as you should do. Brake fluid, they say every 3 years because it absorbs moisture. Same with the clutch fluid. I'm a little OCD. If you can do this stuff yourself, I would do it every 2 years. That's what I do on my car. My personal cars, I like to be ahead of the game. Maintenance is much cheaper than the fix. I should get that on a shirt because I tell people that all the time. Change your oil twice as much. It's a lot cheaper than changing the engine. All around S2000s, worn out valve guides, worn out timing chain tensioners. And of course, the engine will run better. So we're pretty much good here. We'll do a little bit more. I like to run a good 1.5 quarts through the system. And then we know it's perfect. Look how good that looks now. It literally looks like clear water in there. Center caps are pretty decent. A couple of tiny nicks, but not bad. I just hit them with some polish. I'm just kidding. You guys will get so upset at me for doing that. It's amazing. You can build a complete car, and the other thing somebody cares about is, where's the H? It's not lined up correctly. It does look symmetrical. There's one thing I wanted to do before cleaning the engine bay. I think we're going to go ahead and clean the injectors, just make sure they're 100% perfect, and do a valve adjustment and change the plugs. That way, this is done, because everything else is done on 100%. Why not do this? Then we'll clean it. Then, I mean, we're not that far from the end. We're still waiting for the foams to come from Mita. I did order foams for this, and I did get some extras too, because we had a few people ask about us rebuilding their seats. So I do have extras coming. We'll do a full episode on that, because I think it's really good detail to show you what the difference is on the seats, and we'll do the interior clean at the same time. Then the final thing would be, honestly, to do some drivability, check it, get some POV shots, put it on the dyno, show you that it's a healthy motor, and then I think the final thing would be to do paint correction, and the final, put the emblems on and dress the tires and such. That is going to be really pretty much done, and it's ready for a new owner. Somebody's been in here and broke the clips. Look at that. Honda Bond around there and there too. Just replace the clips and put the new parts on there. We have those in the store too, so that's something we're gonna do while we have this apart. I've shown you a video on this. I'll try and link it in the description, but it's pretty simple, and I did a really good detailed video that should show you how to do it. Wouldn't that just upset you if you just spent all that much money at the dealership and this is what they do? This car's been dealer maintained its whole life. I mean, that's just terrible. That's the only one that's not broken. Everyone else broken, and just glue it. I just broke this plug loose. I'm sure this has never been replaced. See all the brown around the porcelain right there? So they're not terrible, but I'm going to replace them. This is where it's actually leaking through the porcelain right here. The combustion is going through here and coming through the porcelain. It's not terrible, but it just shows you that it is an old plug. And I'm sure the dealers, I don't know, I'm not going to keep saying stuff about it. It just really upsets me. I always remember a philosophy somebody told me a long time ago. I'm not going to say who it is. He said, think about Disney World. They charge you a fortune, but when you leave, you're happy because you got everything that you paid for. It's a beautiful place. Everything's perfect. Everything's clean. You had a good time. So you're not upset. You're only upset when you pay the bill. Well, imagine going to the dealer and you pay a massive bill and not everything is clean and shiny and maintained and you didn't have a good time. That's how I feel why the dealerships are slow. Okay, we're going to put a new set of those in. Of course, we're going to refinish this cover before we put it back together. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I mean, I'm in a very fortunate position. I don't have 20 employees. That is by purpose. I don't have a huge facility. That is by purpose also. Big facility, big bills. Guess who pays the bills? Your customer. So I like to keep it small and tight operation. One of those was missing too. I want to put our stainless bolts in there. Something that we do to show you that we were in there. We changed those to stainless because these, first off, it's like way back I started changing them because the oil came in rusty. Now it's kind of like our signature thing. If we were under here, we put our bolts in there. Of course, we sell them in the store, so you can go and change yours to make them look too. It looks really nice and clean when it's all done. Anyway, let me stop complaining and let me replace the plugs, do the lifters, and replace those clips. This is what the clips look like. We sell them so you don't have to cut and splice it. We've got the perfect clips and the retainer piece. You can take your clips off like I told you in the video and replace these. This is the part that fails, not the wire or the terminal ends. It's this part right here. We have them in the store. I just brought them out so I could show you what they look like. So a couple of the clips is broken too on the injectors. That's common. I mean, the dealership didn't remove this rail, so I can't complain at them for that. But now we have it off. We're going to strip the injectors, clean them, flow them, make sure they're good, and then replace the clips. They're not as bad as these, but they are in pieces. But it's always a good idea to just do this stuff, because if the clip starts to come loose, you start getting misfires from the injector, misfires from the coil, and then you end up chasing a problem and spending all kinds of money. And it's sometimes just the connection of the wire to the component. So it's just a good idea to do those things. We sell them in the store, like I said, try to make as much maintenance items available just because I know it's an issue. We use it a lot in the shop, so we offer it in the store just so you can do that yourself and you're not paying a shop to do something that is actually not that difficult. So just as a quick update, my wife came by and said, hurry up, we have our Christmas party tonight, which I didn't forget about. I just semi-lost track of time, and that's what she said. She goes, I know you're going to lose track of time. Don't be forever. So she does know me. You know, I'm going to tell you a funny story while I do these. If you want to tune out, probably 8 minutes, I'll be done. But if you want to listen in, this is actually funny. I've never told this story before. So I started dating my wife in, let's say I was 25. She was 20. No, she was 19. Yeah, she was 19. I was 20. And I'd already opened LHT. I was working here. So I didn't have a whole lot. I was dating her. We weren't married. But I didn't really have, unless I was working on cars or going out to the quotation street races, I didn't really do a whole lot at night because I was kind of broke. I used to just like working on cars, working on my own car. So it was Saturday night. I was here late, and I had the door up, and I usually, if it wasn't hot, I would close the door, but it was a hot summer's night, door was open. I look out there, a car pulls up. I look at the clock, it's 2 in the morning, and the car is my girlfriend's parents. They come in and go, hey, we're looking for insert name here. Is she with you? I go, no. They said, oh, well, we paged her and she's not answering her page. Remember back in the day, pagers? You thought you was hot stuff if you had one. And I said, no, I don't know where she is. I'm been here all night. And they said, okay, well, we'll keep looking. They're driving around. And then her dad stops, turns back and goes, why are you still here? I go, I ain't got anything else to do. I'm working on my car. He goes, wow, you work some late hours. And I'm like, didn't think anything of it. Still working away. Oh, that's backwards. See, I'm talking to you and I almost put it on backwards. It'll only go on one way. The clip goes to the left. So I didn't think anything else of it. Just carried on working. About another hour later, he comes back and he goes, oh, we found her. She was asleep in the bedroom. We didn't know she was there. And he goes, you still here? I go, apparently. So why is that not going back together? So a funny story. Yeah, oh, I am putting it on backwards. Never mind. It goes that way around. The tab goes to the bottom. There's a tab on each side on these. So it goes that way. So stop telling stories and pay attention to how these go back together. And listen to them. Make sure they click in there. There we go. Click in. Put the new little tab back in there. That's the securing tab. Then put the, oh no, seal goes on first. Use a little tool that we include with your kit. So seal goes on first. It's a watertight seal, which is one of the reasons we don't have issues with Hondas when we wash them, because they have a watertight seal. Beautiful, you see that? Beautiful. And it's that one right there. So, okay, let me just hurry up and do these and stop yatting so my wife doesn't come back or start texting me wondering where I am, because I'm still messing around with cars all these years later. 25. Yikes, I'm not gonna tell you how many years ago that was, but I'm in my 50s. It's funny to say that. So funny, it's like when I first started this, I used to say all the old guys were driving, you know, Camaros and Corvettes and Mustangs. You know, now you go to some of the car meets around town, the old guys driving Hondas, like classic Hondas on the Dragon. You go there, it's not 20-year-olds anymore. It's 40, 50, and 60-year-olds. Because that's the generation. We're that age now. We started in our 20s. Now we're older, and we're still enjoying it, you know? Don't let anybody tell you, hey, you're too old for blank. No, you're not. Unless there's an age limit to get in. You are not too old. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. There's only one life, right? Okay, we're looking good. That was more than 8 minutes, by the way, because it was a little bit more fiddly than I expected. But you know what? It's best to take your time and do it right, especially if you're chit-chatting, telling people stories from ever ago. So take your time, look everything over, make sure you get all that plastic out of there. All right, so the injectors wasn't too bad. One was a little lower than the rest. Valve adjustment was actually pretty good. It was a hair tight, which I've seen often by the dealer. Make sure it starts real quick. I don't want to get it too hot because I want to wash the engine bay. There we go, beautiful. I don't want it too hot. Let's get it outside and wash it. We're going to be offering our pressure wash system soon. It's based on this. It's going to be less money, but still high quality parts. We're still going to run the Cox reel and the Cobra Jet hose and the Mosmatic spray gun, just a different head unit, trying to make it more cost effective. I've been testing one at my house now for about 6 months. I built one for me and we built one for George, so he has one at his house. But we're going to offer it for sale. We're going to do a limited run, but anyway, we're going to wash the engine bay using this. And I'm going to show you all of our products, because this, the detail guy still doesn't want to work with us. So, you know what, eventually I'll send him all these videos and hopefully that'll change in the future. So let's wash the engine bay, see how it comes out. So I gotta set the brakes. I'll do that later. Right now I gotta go. I wanted to show you this and end the episode on a bright note. Look at that engine bay. So nice when the cars come in dusty. They've never been touched. They've never had any product put on them. And when we clean them professionally, they look so nice. Look at that, right down to the spark plug cover with the LHT bolts in there. That looks beautiful. What do you think? Go ahead and comment below and hit the subscribe. You know, it's the end of the episode. I've got to go. My wife's called me twice. I have to go do the Christmas party. Look at that. I'm so excited about this car. This is like one of those things that I kept saying way back. I wanted to do like a buy, sell thing. I don't know. I just like doing this kind of stuff. And obviously I can't lose money doing it, but never know. This might turn into, you know, like a wheeler dealer type thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Don't forget, enjoy your car and hit the subscribe and share.